Crossout is a free-to-play post-apocalyptic game inspired by Mad Max, published by the well-known Gaijin Entertainment, the creators of War Thunder. The game offers a fun shooter experience with a mechanic that lets you build your own armored vehicle to suit your taste. Though it seemed innovative, it didn't gather a large fanbase due to its divisive gameplay quality and the vehicle-building mechanics, which not everyone enjoyed. If you're familiar with the publisher, you probably already know that a lot of time will be spent grinding. Unfortunately, parts aren't even the main issue early on. The real problem is the reputation system. Aside from endlessly farming parts, you also need to grind reputation. If you're wondering why, it's because even if you accumulate millions of resources, you won't be able to craft whatever you want. To unlock different parts, you must level up specific factions. Gaining reputation happens through simple grinding. After each battle, you earn reputation points. Of course, you could skip leveling up factions and just buy a pack with the equipment you need. If you still want to start playing, I'll leave a link in the video description that will give you either a cabin or a powerful set of guns at the very beginning. The choice is yours. Since we're on the topic of monetization, aside from various packs, there are also 2 battle passes with rather unexciting rewards. Spending money isn't strictly necessary since everything can be crafted, but it's unclear how much time that will take. One interesting feature is the market, which works similarly to Steam's trading system. This is quite convenient since you can earn premium currency without really doing anything.
Now, let's talk about gameplay. The main mode is PvP, which only takes a couple of matches to understand. The gameplay boils down to a straightforward team deathmatch. While some semblance of teamwork might emerge later, PvP is essentially a quick and chaotic brawl. Despite having several maps, every match inevitably turns into a simple TDM. There's a lot to say about vehicle building, but early on, you're so limited in parts that your choices aren't really choices at all. The starting parts are usually pretty bad. The game also has a PvE mode. Unfortunately for some, you'll have to play PvE to farm certain parts that are only available there. Playing PvE is tedious and mandatory, which is a big downside, especially since bots already appear in PvP, and here you have to fight waves of them. But even for PvE fans, there's a nasty surprise. Fuel. Just like in mobile games that limit your playtime with an energy system. You can farm fuel in PvP, but you'll need to equip your vehicle with a special barrel and make sure you don't lose it before the match ends. There's also a story mode, which is even more boring than PvE. It's essentially a visual novel with player avatars as characters and fetch quests. Most of the campaign involves driving across the desert to pick up a quest that requires you to drive to another part of the desert. And finally, we can't ignore the most interesting part of the game, the vehicle builder, which deserves genuine praise. Building your own machine is genuinely fun, and with enough creativity, you can go wild. It's all cool and unique, if you're into that sort of thing. The only downsides are the grind for unlocking new guns and cabins, as well as the awkward controls, which rely on a free camera. In the end, the developers created a game with rather clunky gameplay that requires little thought but is bogged down by tedious mechanics. No matter how great the editor is, gameplay should always come first. The game managed to gather a decent-sized audience for its concept, but unfortunately, not many will enjoy a constructor simulator with barely any real gameplay.